All right, let's dive in. Today, we're taking a look at a service that's all about helping you find clarity on your own path to financial freedom.
You know, this is a question that I think gets right to the heart of it. We're all looking at the markets, we've all got our goals, and we can't help but wonder, what does it actually take to get there? Is there some hidden cost to financial independence? And that really brings us to the core philosophy behind the service we're exploring, not your advisor. The idea is simple, it's not going to be easy, but if you're willing to put in the work, the reward is absolutely worth the effort.
Okay, so who's the person leading the charge here? Who's the guide on this journey?
Well, the founder isn't some distant guru on Wall Street. He's a trader who actually left a regular 9-to-5, a W-2 job, to manage his own money full-time. So the whole point isn't to talk down to people, but to build a real community of traders and investors who are learning and growing side by side.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. You're looking at a pretty unique background here. It's not just over 25 years of trading experience. It's also 2 decades in tech leadership, which led to a successful company acquisition by Adobe. That mix of street-smart market knowledge and disciplined tech industry thinking, that's not something you see every day. And look, it's not just him saying this. That unique viewpoint has gotten nods of approval from some of the sharpest, most respected independent names in finance. We're talking about real validation from people who've built their entire reputations on being objective and cutting through the noise.
Okay, so that's the who. Now let's talk about the what. What do you actually get? What's in the toolkit?
So here's how it breaks down. As a free subscriber, you get a little taste, like previews and the occasional article. But the paid subscription unlocks the entire toolkit. We're talking the full daily podcasts, deep dive stock spotlights, a private chat for real-time talk, and all the educational stuff. It's really the difference between peeking through the window and actually being in the room where it happens.
And this is so important. The goal here isn't to just give you fish, it's to teach you how to fish. A huge part of the subscription is learning real foundational methods, like auction market principles. It's basically a way to see the market as a big ongoing auction, so you can learn to spot where buyers and sellers are finding fair value. It's about empowering you to do your own analysis.
That all sounds great in theory. But does it actually work? I mean, are people really getting value out of this? Let's look at the proof.
Well, there have definitely been some incredible opportunities highlighted. For instance, there was a stock spotlight on Palantir that went out to members just before the stock took off on a massive 440% run. And that wasn't just some lucky one-off. Here's another one, AppLovin, which saw a 450% gain after it was flagged for subscribers. These are the kinds of moves that can seriously change a portfolio. But this is the most important part, and the founder is crystal clear about it. Those huge gains, they're the result of the real product. The main goal is to teach you how to spot these kinds of setups for yourself. It's about learning to see the market in a whole new way, a way that, once you get it, you can't unsee it. Do you know, one of the best ways to tell if something is actually valuable is to see if people stick around. And with an 80% renewal rate for paying subscribers, it's pretty clear that the overwhelming majority feel they're getting more than their money's worth, month after month. And you can see how that value shows up for different people. For a member like Will, it's not just that the service pays for itself, it's that the insights help him feel more confident navigating the bigger picture with his own long-term retirement accounts, like his 401k. For other folks, it's all about the learning. As Evie J says here, it can completely transform your understanding in a really short amount of time. You're basically fast-tracking a learning process that could otherwise take years of trial and error. And finally, there's the community, which you can't really put a price on. As T-Macro6 points out, the daily interaction and energy feels like being back on a trading floor. It shows this isn't a one-way street, it's a conversation.
So when you step back and you look at the whole picture, the guide, the tools, the results, the community, what's the real product here? What are you actually getting?
What it all comes down to is this. The mission is to give you a new lens, a completely new way to look at the markets. It's about making that shift from being a passive investor who just kind of hopes for the best to becoming an active, confident analyst of your own financial future. You know, there's a line from The Matrix that just perfectly sums up the whole philosophy here. It's not about hype or promises of secret formulas. It's about offering an unfiltered, objective look at the market. The truth, nothing more. So that leaves us with one final question for you. What if the most valuable thing you could possibly gain isn't a tip on the next hot stock, but a completely new way of seeing, a perspective that you can use to navigate the markets for the rest of your life?